one, so we are now in a different setup. Today, if you couldn't already tell by the title, we are going to talk about my favorite self-tanner in the entire world by the brand Coco Eve. It is in the shade Dark, and I am obsessed with this. This is by far the best self-tanner that I have ever tried in my entire life. So the reason that I am making this video and also calling this the best self-tanner is because I have tried, went through, thought of every self-tan that I have ever tried, and I have tried 13, you guys, 13 tanners. And this by far is the best. I'm obsessed with it. The color is perfect. Just everything about it, honestly. We're going to talk about how to apply the tanner, how to actually make it last, because I think that's so important when it comes to tanners. There's a lot of things that people don't know, things that can make the application process so much easier, have it apply more smoothly, and also how to make it last. So a key part to making your tan last is exfoliating. And really all you need is a wash rag or like a loofah. You can get like the fancy scrubs if you want to, but you really don't need it. I use a washcloth. I just find that it works so much better than any of the scrubs that I've found. The reason you want to shave and exfoliate before is so that the tan applies as evenly and flawlessly as possible. Doing it a few hours before or the day before helps your pores close up so you don't get that dotted look. So I have a clip that will come up, but when you are applying, you do not apply moisturizer with this one. So a lot of the times, like tanners will have you, or like the instructions at least, will say to moisturize your hands and your elbows and your knees and your feet. But sometimes I feel like it just looks splotchy whenever I do that, and this tanner specifically says not to do that. So to apply just the tanner on bare skin, and then just kind of like when you've used most of the product, just use a little bit on the elbows. Like don't apply more to the mitt, just do a little bit, just like apply the residual amount there, if I made any sense at all. So when it came to doing the face, you get this cute Coco Eve brush and then the Coco Eve face drops. I mixed my daily moisturizing lotion with the CeraVe drops. You can see I just apply a pump to the brush. Then you use the back of this, it's like a squishy button, and you press it and it will dispense the product onto the brush. I'm just applying it to my face in buffing motions and just making sure that it's on there super even. I did about 4 drops, but as you can see, it worked out pretty well. One of the things that I love about this brand is that there are multiple shades you can choose from. Typically, with a lot of self-tanners, it's just like 1 or 2 shades. With this one, there are 3, so there's medium, dark, and extra dark. For me, in the past, when I've done tanners, I've typically done the extra dark one because the other ones just don't show up as well on me because I'm naturally pretty fair. I do have a tan right now because I got married, so I went on my honeymoon. So I did get like a little bit of sun. I try to just stay out of the sun, and I love how an even tan looks on me, especially like with self-tans. You can make sure you get a really even tan so you don't have tan lines. So I love that they have multiple shades that you can choose from, so you can pick the exact shade that you want. I have the shade Dark, and it's just absolutely perfect. I could probably do medium too, which is just a shade lighter, but sometimes it's nice to have a little bit darker of a tan because then it lasts, or like it doesn't fade as quickly. So like it fades from like dark to medium to back to your skin tone. But yeah, the other thing is it's the most natural color that I've ever seen in a tanner. A lot of tanners now have like a bluish or purpley base, which is nice because it cancels out orange, but this one is just the perfect chocolatey brown shade. Like it almost looks like a chocolate mousse coming out. Like it's just the perfect color. Others can look orange. I've even had some look gray or green. Like I've tried them all, guys, and this color is just perfection. I love everything about it. It really just looks like I've just been in the sun. Like it doesn't look fake. It looks like you got a real tan. Also, the super nice thing about this is I only needed to wear it for 2 hours. A lot of tanners that'll say like this develops in 1 hour or express tan 1 hour. I normally have to wear for like at least 3 to 4 hours. And this one, like this time, I only wore it for 2 and I got such a nice tan. Now let's talk about how to make your tan last, because this is huge. So the key to making it last is moisturizer. And you don't want like a scented moisturizer, like don't use Bath & Body Works when you're tanned, and don't use like basically anything that's scented unless it is a brand that is made specifically for tanner. The ones that I like are, there's this one called Curel. It's really thick. I like it more for winter when my skin is extra dry. And then I also love this Nivea one. This one's a little bit more lightweight, and I like to get the one with shea butter because that's really good for making a tan last. The brand Hemp's is also a really great option. They make specific ones that are called tan extenders. But I feel like just having a good moisturizer that is not scented like does wonders. The other thing, and this is something that like you wouldn't think of necessarily that would like fade a tan, but it does, is hot showers. So not saying you can't take warm showers, but just don't take scalding hot ones because that will get rid of the tan. It just fades it so much faster. So make sure to shower in water that is not hot. Like you can do warm, but just don't do super hot. The other thing I do is when I rinsed off this tan, I just rinsed it. I don't use any soap because I had showered before. You just rinse it off because sometimes when you use soap, it can make the tan not last as well or like develop to the color that you want. Also, another tip, so this hand turned out perfect. So basically, I have a little clip here. You will use whatever is left on your brush. Sometimes I'll even take the brush onto the mitt to take whatever is left off of the mitt and just lightly go over. You also want to make a claw shape so you can get into these spaces here because that is like a dead giveaway when these are much paler than the rest of your hand. The other thing you can do if you are worried about your hands and feel like you may have put on too much tanner is to wash your hands about 30 minutes after application or an hour. But yeah, so here is the application process. Here is me before. Not like super, not as pale as I can normally get, but like on the paler side. And I also, like I said, I love an even tan. I applied the body first, and I did my arms, and then I like to do my legs last because sometimes my legs will be the most pale, so I like to save that. But yeah, I also forgot to mention I love the mitt, that it is a mitten, because you can just really get in there nicely. Sometimes when it's just a mitt, you can't really like, I don't know, it's like harder to apply the tan. With this one being a mitten, it was just so much easier and you can really get in there. I really like that. I love that everything is this gorgeous like magenta color, but hands down, the best self tanner that I have ever tried, and this was gifted, but I truly do just love these products so much. And I've actually I mentioned it on my stories the other day, and I had a few followers actually message me and be like, this is my favorite self tanner too. There was even a girl, her sister was getting married, and she made all of her bridesmaids get this, and that's what they've used ever since. But I just love this stuff. It's so good. Definitely get your hands on it, and it's also a good price. Like there are some tanners that are like $50 or $60, and like frankly just not worth it. Like I've been the person that has bought those because I have to try everything. But these, it's the best. The smell is also so much better than other tanners. Like this one does not have a smell for some reason, like at least on me. I mean, like maybe a little bit today because it is still developing, but once you do your like first like real shower with soap, it's gone. I also love how it smells when going on. It's like a nice tropical scent, but it's not like coconutty. Like I feel like they always go for coconut normally, most tanners. This one is like, it's almost like a fruity floral, but like very subtle and like tasteful. Like I would wear it if it were a body spray, you know? That concludes the video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Let me know if you try this out. The link is down below in the description bar for you guys to try it out if you would like to. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.